So, as a content creator, what do you think we do? We create content. So, not only do I create content, I coach people on how to create content, and I'm creating something every day. Now, I'm live right now because I create every day, but you would never know it. Most of the time, it's for somebody else and for some clients, and I don't have time in a day, a lot of the days, to create or even put anything on my YouTube channel. So I decided, you know what? Maybe I could actually post a work live. So I have some things I'm going to do today where I am creating and I'm going to let you watch. It's really that simple. Now, do you want to watch? I don't know if you want to watch. I'm a creator, so I'm creating. So while I'm actually going to be doing a edit for my wife tonight, she has a syndicated radio show called Kim Scott's Block Party Radio. She's a jazz flutist, and her radio show is actually syndicated in more than 25 markets. I'm so proud of what she's doing, not only as a performer, but also supporting other jazz artists. So it's a smooth jazz radio show, and of course, I can't play the music here, but as I have already recorded her audio, so what I'm doing tonight is just allowing you to come into my world as I edit her vocals. So this is her getting in and out of the song, introducing the songs, how I use Adobe Audio, what's this Audition? Adobe Audition is what I use. I've been in the radio business for a while. Back in the day, we used Audition. I still use Audition. I pay for Adobe. I'm a Premiere Pro guy, so I'm an Adobe guy. Really, those are two of the Adobe softwares that I use mostly. I don't think I use anything else. I don't use like Stock or Fire or Illustrator. All the other stuff I don't use. I need to. Elements I heard is really good, but I'm not on it yet. So Audition is the thing that really got me into Adobe, and then Premiere Pro. Once I started editing in that, I haven't let that go yet. Okay, so I'm live. Who knows who's gonna watch? I'm going to work, and if you come on and you got questions about what I'm working on, any details on how I have this set up, of course, I'm using Ecamm Live to stream. I have a couple of monitors in front of me, but I have two different computers I'm working off of. So I had to kind of manipulate some things tonight. I'm actually using my iPad to run Audition, and it's just mirroring a second computer. Okay, all it's doing is mirroring a second computer. Somebody's watching. They actually clicked the like button. I appreciate you liking this. I'm just hanging out tonight. If you got any questions, please let me know. I don't mind answering questions that you may have. That being said, I want to show you so second computer is mirror. I have it mirrored to my iPad. So I'm going to be working off my iPad. My iPad is actually, well, the second computer, Bluetooth, is connected to my Rodecaster Pro. So I have my microphone and then the second one actually there. So I'm not sure if the audio is going to go through your main mic. So I'm glad you said that. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me post it. Hey man, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I don't have this set. I want to go ahead. Let me edit that a little bit. Put it down here. Hello, not sure if your audio is going to, let me see, move some things around so I can see this a little better. If your audio is going through your main mic. That is a good question. I see my mic here. Mic check, mic check, mic check. This is my mic. Maybe I wasn't close enough to it. Thank you for saying that. But listen, I paid too much for this mic for it not to sound good. I'm going to put it out of shot here just a little bit to be sure you're hearing it right. And let me check YouTube. I want to be sure. Does it sound better now? I got a little closer. Just let me know if it sounds a little better. Because that's a big deal. It's got to go. It's got to sound good. You know what I'm saying? To be sure you're hearing it right. And yeah. Let me check YouTube. Yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm going to turn this down so I won't have any issues there. You just never know. So I appreciate you saying that. Not sure if your audio is going through your main mic. It is going through my Rodecaster Pro. And I have a boom mic set up right here that's capturing this, and maybe I was off center a little bit and you couldn't hear it, but we got it going. Hopefully we got it going really good so you can hear it now. Just let me know. That being said, man, let's just go ahead and drop right on into this. So I do have a second scene here with myself, and this is my audio audition. This is audition, Adobe Audition. It's the same, but we can still hear you. But you're saying it's not coming through as clear. You know, there's more than one way of doing this. I can definitely make it sound a little better and connect a little better to it. So, as a creator, you always have more than one way of doing this. I'm not really sure what it could be. Maybe, you know what? Sometimes I move some things around and maybe I'm not loud enough. Let me know if that's any better. Sounds good here, and it did sound pretty good on my end through the live feed. But it could be, maybe, you know what? Sometimes I move. This is actually, you're listening from my phone, the audio coming through YouTube on my phone. Sounds good. Hopefully, I turned it up a little bit. Maybe I needed to do that. Okay. And I'm going to check here just to be sure that my audio is coming through the Rodecaster. All right, mic check, mic check. Let's see if that's any better. Something I haven't played with for sound-wise is Ecamm actually has their live app audio that I haven't worked on yet. So I did move it to the Rodecaster Pro stereo, so it does. That's my output that's going out, and let's see if that sounds any better. Because there's so many ways to do these things now. Okay. I mean, all that sounds good to me, and hopefully you can hear that through the phone. If I'm not loud enough, just let me know. There we go. That's the mic ahead of me that's coming through, and it's showing on the Rodecaster. I have everything on my end feeling like I'm set up right, including what people can hear through YouTube. That being said, what you see right now is the Adobe Audition. And I have several of her. These are the edits. So I'm going to play one and let you hear what it sounds like. If I can get to the right screen. There we go. So this is the first one. And man, why is the waves look so different from 1 to 2? I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe how I did it. Just not, I don't know what that is. It's fine, just not your normal quality. You could, okay, I'm not really sure what that could be. Here. I'm not really sure. I appreciate you saying that. I'll definitely go back and check and be sure. I'll definitely go back and check on that. That being said, take a listen to this. This is the opening of her show. This is the audio from her, and I want you to know, I want to ask, what do you think about this? I think that's really cool. So this is straight out of the microphone. It's a Shure mic, not an SM7B, but one of the Shure mics that I use in a studio. So it's a treated studio room where she is doing her voiceovers, and we're going to edit this a little bit. Now, I have a rack already set up that I use for her. And I want to see if I can pull up this rack. All right, so in this rack, I have dynamic processing. graphic equalizer, so I give her just a little bit more bass. After the show, check is fine. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, thank you. I amplify it just a little bit. I don't know why I deleted, but I don't know why it has amplify on here twice, but maybe I need to fix that a little bit. But this is definitely, let me be sure it's not one of these. No, it's the latest one. So I gotta see why I'm amplifying this twice, and maybe one of these are not giving it much. Let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna highlight all of this and then play it so you can hear this, what it sounds like. All right, so I'm gonna stop it there, and now I'm going to go to favorites, and I'm doing Block Party Radio. Which one is it? 2. Should be 4. Should be 4, but it looks like 2 has all. Let's just see what 2 does, because it looks like 2 has all the effects. I'm not sure why. And okay, that's not right. Let's play it. See what the difference is. Oh yeah. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. So that's not it. Guess what we do? Undo amplify. And that should not have just been that. So let's go down to 4. And maybe 4 is all that I have in here. Favorites, Block Party Radio 4. I need all of this highlighted, not just some of it. All right, this is where we started. This is where it should be. So let's do favorites. Block Party Radio 4. I would have done the last one first. I want to go back because I want you to hear the difference. So let me undo that rack and actually play it so you can hear the difference. Okay, so that can't hear what I'm playing. And you can't hear, it's right here. Going through. No worries. I'm not sure. Going through Bluetooth, through the Rodecaster Pro.
Can't hear what I'm playing.
Okay. Thank you. That's why we're doing this. Back to Ecamm. General. So there's a way inside of the sounds in Ecamm, and I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. You probably can't see behind me, but play app sounds. Okay, let's see if there's a way for me to play everything that goes through my browser. So you should be able to hear this. I'm not playing yet. I'm just trying to be sure that I got everything checked off so you can hear all of the sounds. And I do appreciate you letting me know you can hear computer system audio all the time. Yeah, that's there. Speakers is Rodecaster Pro. Okay, what else is not there? So let me play this again and see what we can hear here. right, so I'm trying to see what I have here on YouTube. And I see it moving, but no audio. Very interesting. There's always more than one way of doing this.
All right, so I'm trying to see
Okay.
what I have here.
Let's do this. Just so you can hear. It's going to be a little bit choppy. But man, I really appreciate you letting me know that, because I would have done this whole thing. Everything in the studio says that I can hear it. It's coming through the Rodecaster Pro. But of course, I'm listening to the same thing you're listening to and not hearing it come through the system. So you only have to do this once, right? You only have to do this once. Audio system. Oh man. Wow. So I looked everywhere I needed to look but one place. In the sound levels for Ecamm, it is picking up my camera. Oh man, you were telling me, you said, hey Strick, you don't sound same. And I'm looking at everything and there it is. Wow, let me turn it down just a little bit. I'm sure this is it. It's like, it's there now. Wow. You gotta appreciate people that are willing to come in the comments and not have you look like an idiot, you know? I really do
So
appreciate that.
let's kick this block party off right now with Evan Taylor
Just a little
and
bit. I'm
Shining.
sure this is it. It's like, it's there now.
Welcome to this
Wow.
week's edition of Block
You gotta
Party
appreciate
Radio,
people that are
the
willing to come in the
hottest
comments
jazz
and not
party
have
on
you
the
look like an
airwaves.
idiot,
I'm
you
your
know?
host,
I really
Kim
do
Scott.
appreciate that.
Let's kick this block party off right
There
now
it is.
with Evan Taylor and Shining.
Okay. I got it now. I got it. Thank you, man. Oh, that's it. You know, it's so good having people that's willing to come in and help. I really do appreciate that. Man, that's awesome. One little thing. I'm doing some things that I haven't done before. What happens most of the time, yes, now it is excellent. What happens most of the time, as a content creator, if you're going live, we tell people this all the time. There's going to be an issue at some point. Is what live is, right? What most people do, get afraid. They are afraid. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and I've done live radio for a very long time. So the fear of making a mistake, that has kind of gone. Like, I'm there now. Like, it is what it is. I have a bunch of videos you can watch that's actually done the right way. And sometimes this just happens. I'm not really sure why it was on my camera and not my mic. Everything that I have here has it going the right direction, but that one thing I did not check, which is my sound levels, or the sound button inside of Ecamm. It gives you where how the sound is being routed, and it was actually coming from my camera. No matter how good I thought it sounded on YouTube, I needed to check everything. That being said, man, can we do some editing real quick? Let me just go ahead and do a couple of these so you can watch me work. Since you watch me mess it up, you can edit that part out of the live. Right? I could, but you know, why not keep it there? Like, people can see the progression, and who knows if somebody will actually sit through it. They've sat through some of my real lives, so it is possible that they'll sit through this. That being said, let me pull this back up. So let's get to the beginning here, and I want you to hear what this sounds like. This is the raw edit that I have for her, okay? This is the raw edit, and let's see what we got. All right, let me press play. Strick, what are you doing? Just press play.
Welcome to this week's edition of Block Party Radio, the hottest jazz party on the airwaves. I'm your host, Kim Scott, and I'm excited to share the next 2 hours with you as we check out the best in today's smooth, contemporary, and Latin jazz.
Now, as I listen to this, I should have, let me just do this. My Sennheiser headphones on. I should have my studio monitor headphones on, and I'm using these because I'm live streaming and this is what we use. I should be using these to get a correct sound so I can get more of a sound. Next time I will do that. I'm not changing right now, but next time I would do that, okay? Because that's going to make some of my sound engineers feel better if I had like real headphones in. These headphones are really good for live streaming, and it's just the audio as far as people talking dialogue wise, not for editing music. So I know that, but I'm gonna keep them in because I've done enough changing for the day. So next time you'll see me with the big headphones on, okay? Now, I think from what I heard, stay. From what I could hear, it was a little muffled. I need a little bit of EQ there and kind of a brightness, which I have all in the rack. So in my rack, I have it under favors. I've done the rack already, and I'm not going to go through that again because I have shown you that. So I'm pulling up Block Party Radio. This is edit number 4 for my effects rack that gives it a little dynamic, gives it a little EQ, dynamic processing, EQ. It should be some delay in this, and a little amplification in it. So let's see what happens when I hit this. So now you see the sound waves change just a little bit, right? It did amplify. So let's hear the difference. Tell me what you think.
Welcome to this week's edition of Block Party Radio, the hottest jazz party on the airwaves. I'm your host, Kim Scott, and I'm excited to share the next.
Personally, I absolutely don't like that, okay? Something I'm not doing right. So it's coming in a little bit too hot, all right? So to kind of help that in this rack, I have made some changes along the way, and I'm thinking in this particular rack, I may have turned her audio mic up for the recording, so this rack is giving an amplification that I don't need. So this is what I want to do, and I'm cheating doing it this way. I need to go through and change everything in the rack, so this should be like one thing and it's done. But I'm going to go with this amplification, and I'm going to go down, and it's pulling it to another window. Oh, can I not see that? As you know, my setup here, I'm actually mirroring another computer through my iPad, and I'm running NDI from my iPad to Ecamm so that you can actually see what I'm doing on a separate computer other than my streaming computer. So my streaming computer, all it does is stream, all right? It's a Mac Mini M1, and I don't want to do anything on that computer other than stream. So I do my edits on a studio. Okay, so I have a Mac Studio here where I do all of my edits for Premiere Pro and music edits. Not that the Mac Mini can't do it, but you know, I like to keep the Mac Mini there as my streaming computer. That being said, I want to go backwards. Let's go back and undo this. Now I want to go here and go to Block Party Radio and see what's in this rack. It's not giving me everything. Oh, there it is. So something here in this rack is too loud. And I'm going to take the gain down a little bit. See what that sounds like. Giving me a play button. Play down here.
Next 2 hours with you as we check out the best in today's smooth, contemporary, and Latin jazz. I've got lots of music coming your way, from music by Spyro Gyra and Najee to Andrea Lisa, Vanessa Williams, and more. So let's kick this block party off right now with Evan Taylor and Shining.
Okay, I don't think that's bad.
Welcome to this week.
Now, I can't take it. I absolutely save this. That is the effects, Block Party Radio Effects 4. So I'm going to go up to my favorites. You can't see me going up to the favorites, but you can see Block Party Radio 4 at the top of the screen here. I'm going to press that, and that will change all of the edits. Now let's hear what that sounds like.
Welcome to this week's edition of Block Party Radio, the hottest jazz party on the airwaves. I'm your host, Kim Scott, and I'm excited to share the next 2 hours with you as we check out the best in today's smooth, contemporary, and Latin jazz.
So
I've got lots of music coming your way, from music by Spyro Gyra and Najee to Andrea Lisa, Vanessa Williams, and more. So let's kick this block party off.
So for all of my people that are like sound engineers, help me out with this. I do have a dynamic processor on it. I do have a little bit of delay on it. It sounds like I have a little more delay than I actually need, but it's radio, so it's cool. It's going to work a little bit. And I probably need a little bit more. I feel like it's still on the high end of her voice. That being said, I want to continue this to show you the rest of what I do. I feel like for right now, the rack is okay. So let's move on. And of course, as you can tell, I did have to go ahead and put my headphones on because I just couldn't take it from those monitors. And I know somebody was going to be like, Strick, man, you can't hear anything with what you had. But let's do this. I want to take away a little bit of this noise. I do hear some noise in it. I want to, I'm doing a piece where it's just the air from the room. It shouldn't be much, but for whatever reason, it sounds like it is. So I'm going to capture that noise point, and then I'm going to highlight all of it and go back to noise cancellation, and I'm going to do noise reduction process. Sending this to another computer. Oh, what you got? So I have the studio basically set up to where there's more than one computer that can see it, or a monitor that's connected to it. So what's happening is, when I throw up certain windows, it's actually going to another monitor. And there it is. Give me 1 second here. I want to do this in the best way that I can. Apply. Okay, so now we should be back. Get back. So now you're not seeing what I am mirroring because I moved it to the other screen. This is the fun part about being live. I don't, the question is why would somebody torture themselves and watch this Strick? Like, why would they do it? I don't know. But it's good stuff. So if some of these things you may never know unless you get a chance to watch it. Okay. You just may never know that this is going on, but hey, I'm here anyway. Like, somebody's got to take the L. I'm taking the L today. And guess what? The next time I do this, it'll be done a whole lot better. Just because. There you go. Man, I love it when people are willing to hang in there with you. I do appreciate it. And there's a couple more people hanging in there with me. They're just doing it real quiet. And I don't have any music playing because I'm editing. So I can't really do music while I edit. But let me see. There it is. I'm getting it back to where it's supposed to be. All right. So let me get to a place where you guys can see what I just did. And with... Why are you not seeing this? My NDI stopped on me? Start capturing. Oh, it's coming back, guys. It's hanging there with me. NDI says, hey, Strick, we don't want to do this. And I'm saying you're gonna do it anyway. Let's go. There we go. Cool. You ever fought with a computer before? It's like, you're gonna do it my way, and the computer's like, no, we're gonna do it our way. So I got rid of some of the noise. Now what I'm going to do here is make it a little smaller so I can see some of the edits I need to make. So in the beginning here, I don't know if you heard it. I heard it because it's my wife. I hear it all the time. She actually smacks her lips before she gets started. Check this out. See what the start sounds like.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's even got a little delay to it in there. You can hear it, and it's a little hollow too. So I gotta fix that effect. But I'm just gonna take that out. And this is what it sounds like that I'm deleting. Oh, that's funny. There we go. So now I should start with welcome.
Welcome to this week's welcome.
Is that a little bit of her breathing there? But I think I'm gonna keep that.
Welcome to this week's edition of edition of Block Party. Welcome to this week's edition of Block Party.
It doesn't look like her breathing there, even though I may want to take it out. It doesn't look like there's any way for me to take it out. So I'm just going to leave it in there. Like, no worries. No worries. And man, I appreciate you guys hanging in there and watching this. I'm live, actually. I say I create every day, but people's like, Strick, we don't see you. So I'm using my creative time. I'm actually editing my wife's Block Party Radio syndicated radio show edits. These are the edits that she has. Don't talk about me. My mouth was dry. So yes, my wife is actually saying I'm talking about her. Well, baby, there you go. Thank you for hanging in there and watching me edit your show. So yes, your mouth was dry, and it's yes. But you did a great job anyway. You always sound really good. Always sound really good. So what was I doing? I'm gonna play the rest of this. I'm trying to get out the air, and this is my style. So if you have a different style of doing this and you're watching this and trying to figure out why I would do it this way, it's just what I came up with. A lot of time there's a lot of air in when she talks, and she understands, like, if she needs to take a pause or a break, she could do it, and I'll take the air out. So it's a clean take. I like taking out the spaces that I can see where I know she's breathing. And this is what I'm thinking just by looking at the waveform she's breathing here. Okay, let's see if I'm right. That's a breath, right? And I'm thinking, based off of how close I am here, I got most of it. And I'll just zoom in on that breath and hit delete. So I'll remove that. And I'm going to give you a chance to kind of hear what that sounds like. But here we go.
Airwaves. I'm your host.
All right. I love that. I absolutely love that. And my wife says, you're so awesome. Great at what you do. Oh, my gosh. My wife is going to troll me while I'm doing her show. It's not bad. I do appreciate your support, sweetheart. Thank you so very much for being so supportive. But this is what I do that she rarely gets a chance to see, because her part is to write the show out. Her part is to write the show out. My part is, and I record her vocals. So she is a better reader than I am. So she actually reads what she writes out, and she does a great job with it. And then I do the edits that I'm doing tonight, and the part that you can't hear me do is I do splice in the music. So that's the part that I can't be live with because I don't have copyrights to the music, but I can at least show you this part. Okay.
Welcome to this week's edition of Block Party Radio, the hottest jazz party on the airwaves. I'm your host, Kim Scott, and I'm excited to share.
All right, so there was another big breath in there. I want to see if I can get it out. I think I see it. I think it's this right here. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah. Guess what? We don't need that. delete. All right, so let's keep going. We're just gonna get
And
those
I'm
breaths.
excited to share the next 2 hours with you as we check out the
All right, there's another one. I think it's all of this. See how much she allows me to give in that breath.
as we
There we go.
as we check out the best in today's smooth, contemporary, and Latin jazz. I've got lots of music coming your way, from music by Spyro
Did you hear that? Hold on, I
Gyra,
missed it.
and Najee
Come on.
to Andrea Lynn Jazz. I've got lots of music.
All right, it's going so fast. I missed it.
I've got lots.
There it is.
I've got lots of music coming.
Now, this is the way I like to edit. Somebody else may do it a different way. I don't mind people doing it differently than me. Period. I really don't. But this is how I like to edit. How I like for her to sound is without those breaths. Can this be tedious? It can be. But I have learned to do it a little faster than I am right now. I'm slowed down because I am
I've
working
got
on
lots
the
of music
iPad.
coming your way, from music by Spyro.
Okay. I heard another one. I think it's this. I want to be sure.
From music by Spyro Gyra and Najee to Andrea
Okay, I missed it. I just want to be sure before I grab it.
coming your way, from music by Spyro Gyra.
Okay. So that one is inside, as far as I can tell, it sounds like
From music by Spyro Gyra
it's so close to another audio, like she breathes really fast, that it'll be hard for me to take it out. I'm thinking it's this, but I just can't, I don't.
from music by your way, 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 from music by
Okay. So let me do this. This is something else I'm finding out. So based off of what I have just done and showed you, the process of me mirroring my computer to my iPad so you can see this in my live stream, it does get the audio and the audio a little bit out of, it's not out of sync, but what I'm hearing is like a second off. I know well enough to know that the wave file that she's breathing at, just because of how I do this all the time, is right here. Hold on, get the mouse over there. Come on. There we go. It's this right here. But when I play it, it acts like it's a second above. But I know this is it, okay? Just from her doing this enough, this is one of her breaths. This is a signal of her breathing going to the next thing, all right? So I'm going to take this out, and we're going to keep going. And if I mess up, oh my goodness. It's not going to be the end of the world. Okay. Where's the mouse? I want to hit play again.
from music by Spyro Gyra and Najee to Andrea Lisa, Vanessa Williams, and more. So let's kick this block party off right now.
All right, there's another one. And I'm searching for this mouse. Okay.
So let's
Yeah. These are all great breath signatures, but by there being a delay,
Vanessa Williams and more. So let's
just what this is. Just what this is. All right, that's a breath. Take it out. All right, now.
let's kick this block party off right now with Evan Taylor and Shining.
Perfect. Hear what all this noise could be that I'm seeing here. That is a lot of room noise that should not be there. However, next time we're going to get it out. And that may be why I'm hearing something so different in my headphones. It's like a really airy sound. So now I'm just going to rename this. No, I need to save as. You can't see me, but I'm saving it as opening, and there we go. Now, it is late where I'm at, and I absolutely appreciate you guys hanging in there and seeing how I edit. That is the first one, and it took me from where I started probably at 10:30 to actually do this. What I have to do is find a monitor connected to my computer, so I don't want the latency with all of the audio. And there may be no way of getting around that because the audio is coming through Bluetooth. I can see the sound signatures of her breathing, and I really want to take out as much of those breaths as possible. But I think I need to take a little bit more time and work on my rack for her. So the effects that I put on her microphone, because to me, it came out a little airy like this. I may have even created more air inside of the vocals based on the effect that I have, and I don't want to do that. That being said, come on, let's do one more. And then I got to get this all done because it's late on this end. So let's do one more. I'm feeling this. So let's go with 2. And I'm going to make sure I highlight all of this, and we're going to put the rack on it. So my favorites, Block Party 4, and it's the rack did that. And now I want to hear what it sounds like. Oh, let me take the rack off so you can hear what it sounds like before I put the effects on. So this is what it sounds like before.
You're listening to Chris Standring with Chocolate Shake.
Did y'all hear that? Watch this. And I'm going to highlight just this part because I feel like I made room noise in my last one. Look at this. Like I'm just going to play this and hear what you, let's hear what we can together. I'm going to turn it up so we can hear whatever this is. This is the room noise before she starts talking. Okay, I'm counting down, so you hear me doing 5, 4, 3, 2. But you don't really hear any noise. It's just a repeating going back and forth, and you hear me talking in the back. I'm counting her down. But the last one, I created a lot of noise. Okay, this is the back end of it. And let's see what's there. Take that out because I know what that noise is. But other than that, there's not a lot of room noise. I have it turned up. This is turned all the way up. Not a lot of room noise. So the microphone that I'm using is working. It was recorded really good. But let me undo.
You're listening to Chris Standring with Chocolate Shake. That's from his album As We Think from 2020.
I want to undo that so I can see if this rack creates more noise than should be there. So my favorites, Block Party Radio rack, and it looks like it's still pretty clear. I don't know what happened last time, why there was so much more noise inside of what I did. So here we go. Let's listen.
You're listening to Chris Standring with Chocolate Shake. That's from his album As We Think from 2023.
I think that sounds really good. It sounds better than the first one. I don't know, maybe I just had the first one too loud and it was just I'm hearing like how loud it is. So let's just take some breaths out of this. And like I said, I've been doing this so long, I can almost peep out where the breaths are. I guarantee you that's one. Yep, delete. Let's start from the front so I can catch all of this. And I'm sure this little thing in the front is her smacking her teeth.
You're listening to Chris Standring with Chocolate Shake. That's from his album As We Think from 2023. Up next, here's Nestor Torres with his 2001 cover of Janet Jackson's Doesn't Really Matter. Check it out now on Block Party Radio.
One more time. I missed a couple of
You're
breaths in
listening
there.
to Chris Stand.
Okay, I can't have her do that in the beginning. Let's take that out. Hey, I really do appreciate you hanging in there with us. It's 11 a.m. in Vietnam. It says, but I'm from Ireland. Man, that's really cool. I appreciate you hanging in. It sounds good to you. I think it really does sound good. And man, thank you. I mean, come on, you can't beat people hanging in there with you at 11 a.m. watching me edit. Like, that's really cool. All right, let's see if we can find the breath so we can get done with this one.
You're listening to Chris Standring with Chocolate Shake. That's from his album, As We Think, from 2023.
Here we go.
Up next.
There it is. Breath right there. Now, audio comes a little late only because I got Bluetooth going on, but I know that's a breath, so let's keep going.
Up next, here's Nestor Torres with his 2001 cover of Janet Jackson's Doesn't Really Matter. Check.
Okay, I don't know what she did right there, so let's take that out. Delete.
Check it out now on Block Party Radio.
Okay, and now delete. All right, let's catch it from the beginning.
You're listening to Chris Standring with Chocolate Shake. That's from his album, As We Think, from 2023. Up next, here's Nestor Torres with his 2001 cover of Janet Jackson's Doesn't Really Matter. Check it out now on Block Party Radio. You're listening.
Okay. Like, that's absolutely cool. Absolutely cool. I think that sounds good. That's a winner all day long. So now I do go in and save these files. I rename them because it's I just rename them. There's no need to explain that. It's the slowest part of doing this, but that's what I do. And all the files stay the same. Like they're still waveforms that I use that I'll put back inside of Adobe Audition as I'm building all of the waveforms together. All right. Should I do another? Let me know. Either if I should do another, let me know. Tell me what you think. You want me to try one more, or should we wrap it up for the night? Because it's like it's 12 hours different in Vietnam. I think that's really, really cool. I think that's really cool. Kim, if you're there, just let me know. Should I do another? Because I have created a lot, and I don't mind wrapping this up and actually focusing just a little bit. Because what I have to do, guys, I have to figure out how I do this in my normal setting. Because I'm actually trying to edit off of an iPad, which is really small, and I'm live, so I'm looking opposite direction and looking on a smaller screen. And I'm not saying that it's not cool, but I mean, it's really cool. I think this is really cool, but I had to figure out how I should be able to do NDI on my computer as well, but NDI on my phone and iPads just works so much better to me. I don't know. I just kind of like working NDI on iPad. So even when I'm doing a presentation, I use NDI on an iPad, and to me, it just works really good. That being said, while I wait on you guys to respond and see what you're going to do, I'm going to do another. So let's do my last one. I promise. But as a content creator, guess what we do? We create content. But this is really easy. I'm going to favorites, going to Block Party Radio 4 with that rack, and I'm going to delete the air out of the front, delete the air out of the back, and then I'm going to highlight this so I can kind of run through it. And let's see if she makes a mistake on the third one. She hasn't made a mistake yet, so let's see if on this one, she makes a mistake and start over. Let's see.
This is Kim Scott with Block Party Radio. Thanks for listening. I just love.
Okay, I do want to get that breath out of there. I think she may have started over on one of these, but we're going to see. You may be like, Strick, why are you so slow?
I just love the band Pete Project because they have such good energy and great musicianship. You just heard their song, Donut Jam. And now,
Oh man, I wish I would have told her to do that again. Let's see. I'm gonna have to make this a little closer.
song, Donut Jam.
Okay. Little air out of that, so it sounds like she said it much faster.
Great musicianship. You just heard their song, Donut Jam. And now, here's Esperanza Spalding and Leo Genovese with Ponta de Area.
Okay,
This
then you hear her pronounce all those words. I can't do that. Like, I can't do it. She did a great job with that, though. All right, I think that one's cool, and I'm gonna let it ride. So we're gonna save. And this was, who's this? This was Pete Project. Really cool people. I had a chance to meet them a couple of years ago. And who is this? Esperanza Spalding. There we go. All right. So that's me doing a couple. The third one, of course, as I do this, I get much faster. I'm just pulling out the air. As you can tell, that time I did leave one breath in there because it was so close to what she was doing. I just decided to leave it in because I didn't want to try to mess up the audio file just trying to take the breath out. But when it is done right and it is really clean, I'll show you. I'll let you hear this again, edit it down. This is the third one, going out of one song into the next. Come on.
This is Kim Scott with Block Party Radio. Thanks for listening. I just love the band Pete Project because they have such good energy and great musicianship. You just heard their song, Donut Jam. And now, here's Esperanza Spalding and Leo Genovese with Ponta de Area. This is Kim Scott with Block Party Radio. Thanks for listening. I just love the band Pete Project because they have such good energy and great musicianship. You just heard their...
Trying to find my mouse on this iPad is a little difficult. That being said, the reason why I am doing this is because I have been telling people, man, I create every day. And people are not seeing my creativity because I really do it for other clients. My wife is one of my clients. I'm actually editing her radio show right now. This is her. She recorded the audios, or we recorded audios together, however you want to say it. And I actually go and edit, take out breaths, make sure that it sounds good, like gives it a beefier sound than what I record just from the microphone. There's nothing wrong with our mic. It sounds really good, but I just like to go the extra effort of giving it what I call that radio sound. I would do like my little voice with radio voice, but I haven't done it so long. I might just mess up. So I don't want to mess up. That being said, it is really cool that you guys have hung out there with me. This has been almost an hour of me being live. I want to be sure as a content creator, I create content, and you should always be your first client, or not your first, but one of your clients. People need to see what you do as a content creator. So this is me sharing just a little bit in the United States. This is a Wednesday night. I am up at 11 o'clock editing for the radio show, and I have at least another hour or two of work to do to get it all done because it goes out on Thursday morning before 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I have some work to do, and I want to focus, but I did want to at least do what I've been telling people to do. I tell people to do this all the time. Like, I literally tell people that there is not, if there's an obstacle, find a way to get over the obstacle. My obstacle is I create for a lot of clients. Some of the stuff I can show, some of it I can't show. I can definitely show this part of the process of me editing my wife's vocals, so I want to do that. If you see more of this, just come on and hang out with us. If you don't want to see it, it's okay. I eventually may make it its own YouTube channel, but for right now, I didn't want to not do it because I didn't do it last week. I did not want to go another week and not show you guys as a content creator how we really can create, like how you can do this and it be something that everybody can get something from. I can help the community while I do work at the same time. Eventually, I will learn how to do this to where I feel more comfortable, and not that I want at least do another hour another day, but I want to set up so that I could just do the whole thing. And if it takes me 2 hours to do it, whoever wants to sit through those 2 hours, guess what? We'll be here together. That's what I really want. And I want to thank everybody that's watched tonight. Thank you guys for the comments, training. Thank you so very much for trading, for hanging out with us tonight. Like, they helped me out because my audio was off, and they told me it was off. I checked everything. It still was off as far as the audio was coming from the camera. All of my Rodecaster Pro stuff was working the way it was supposed to be, but the system wasn't looking at my Rodecaster Pro. It was looking at something else, my camera input. So, and they couldn't hear it, but we worked through it. So if you go back and watch this in the beginning, some of the things from my iPad you couldn't hear. So I had to figure all that out. That being said, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I feel very accomplished, but I still have a lot of work to do tonight. So let me get to it. And hopefully I get a chance to do this again and you can hang out with me at another time. You can always get in contact with me. Strick.bio.link. I'll make sure that's in the description. Strick.bio.link. And I want to go ahead and put that in the comments. So if someone says, hey, Strick, how do I get in contact with you? It's not in the bio link. I'll be sure that it's there. All right. Strick.bio.link. And you can put this in a browser like this. You may have to put www.strick.bio.link. But for the most part, that's it. All right. Perfect. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I'll do it again. I promise I will. Absolutely promise I'll do it. I had a great time. So let me go. I will see you guys next time. So next Wednesday night, like, hopefully it's not this late. I can actually start a little earlier so I won't be so tired, because now I got 2 hours to do tonight. It's going to be 1 o'clock before I'm finished. But that's the life of a creator, right? It is what it is.